again of what the husband does and what the dad does and mom does. Is that unfair? Totally. But I think that you just kind of just do the best job you can, and yes, try to make contacts with people that will make it happen easier for you to move ahead. Although that was much less possible in my time. I don't think that there's any sort of special thing to say except to work really hard and get the job done as well as you possibly can get it done.
No, I mean, I'm at a sort of interesting point in my own life because I've just decided to go back to graduate school and completely change careers, so that's its own project. But I had for a while going this theory that if you don't have a calling, like if you're a kid who knows you want to be a doctor, great, do it. If you're a kid who is interested in a bunch of different things and good at a bunch of different things, I developed this kind of dominoes theory of jobs, right? I mean, you take a job because it's interesting and it's convenient and the pay isn't awful, and you learn something you didn't expect to learn, and maybe that learning leads to the next job. And my career path is incredibly meandering in subject matter and location and full-time and part-time and freelance and at home and in an office. And, there was the year that I had twin 3-year-olds and a newborn. I think I remember that year vaguely. When and then there was the year when Dan and I were married and had 2 incomes and no kids and tons of disposable income. I got my Social Security statement recently about your annual earnings. And I fortunately am married to someone whose earnings have gone more like that, and so I've had that luxury, and I don't pretend that that's not an enormous luxury. But I think that it has been, for me, a process of just sort of being open to trying something new and not feeling like this job will lead to the next job, and if I don't do this, I can't do that. And just sort of understanding what you might learn along the way might lead to something entirely different. And I'm never particularly worried about what other people think about my job. I work in a cemetery now.
Which is really cool. She carries around corpses, and her little boys think that's really neat.
Right.
Well, the other thing is, look, life is long with any luck. With any luck, you're going to be in the workplace for somewhere around 60 years. I hate to say that to you. But, so you can do different things. I started writing books in my 50s. And, that's an incredibly satisfying job for me now. I love it. It's really, really, really hard work, unbelievably hard work. So it stretches me, just incredibly. But that was essentially a whole new career in my 50s.
And my grandmother got a new job when she was 81.
Right, she went as the U.S. ambassador to the Vatican.